Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. This is Deja with Twisted Sisters Mojo, and I am bringing you a quick review of Madame Endoras Fortune Cards. I'd actually originally done this as a unboxing, but I lost the video somewhere. This is a 48 card deck. It is published by Monolith Graphics in 2003. So this is an older deck. Now you've got, once you open it up, you've got your standard little cardboard box. Nothing really fancy on that, but that in itself doesn't bother me. I would rather a publisher put the money into the cards themselves than spend a lot of money in a really fancy box and then skimp on the card stock. So that's the box. Really thin book, but with this deck you really don't need something that is like crazy thick. Alright, so let's get into the cards. You've got your advertisement for the Gothic Tarot, also published by Monolith Graphics, and then we're going to go right into the cards. These cards are a little bit larger. I don't know if you can see. So they're going to be, if you have smaller hands, it might make it a little bit more difficult for you to shuffle. These cards are more of a matte finish rather than a gloss, which makes them a little less thick, slick to shuffle. The cardstock, medium weight, not really thin, not really thick. I could see you probably having to replace this deck after about a year of heavy use, but you know, it's not bad. It's not bad. The back side of the cards I find really, really pretty. I like that kind of intricate gold on black thing that they got going on. So I like that. So let's start into the deck itself. Now this deck is a really cool mixture of different pantheons and different symbology. So if you're feeling different, you know, if you're eclectic, you're going to love this deck because you're going to find a lot to vibe with within this deck, because it is very much an eclectic kind of feel to this deck. My initial impressions of the art is it is very Art Nouveau, which I do not mind. I actually think it's kind of pretty. I love this card. I think it's beautiful. Here we've got the Green Man. Pretty little Victorian Art Nouveau kind of fairy thing going. Medusa. I probably would have made Medusa a little bit darker if it were me. But I get it, you know, green-eyed monster kind of thing going. And if you notice, you've got the title of the card, and then you've got the meaning of the card on the bottom. So if you're new to reading, this should be a very, very easy deck for you to work with. I mean, you can't go wrong. You've got the meanings right there in front of you. So you can probably just throw the book away. So with the Black Cat, your luck will soon change. I actually read that as a positive, but it also will very much depend on what this card ends up being paired with and where it lies within your reading. But I look at the Black Cat as a positive, but that's just me. Now these cards and this design, I understand why the artist put them together like this, but to me they feel a little bit redundant. I think they could have maybe done a little bit more with those cards. This one I find extremely pretty. I like this. Again, you know, this kind of design, I do, you know, personally, like I said, I believe that they could have done something else with those, but that's just me. And I get where the artist was going, so I can't complain too much. The Caduceus, Chalice, Dagger. This card I like. I've been through this deck a couple of times, so, you know, I've gotten a pretty good feel for it. Is it a deck that I would use in actual readings? Yeah, I would. I would. I think that it could give a really good complete reading for people. So, yeah, I would definitely use it. The stars is pretty. And looks like we've got some elemental action going on here. And we are coming up on the end of this deck. And there we go. That's Madame Endoras Fortune Cards featuring artwork by Christine Philippak. And it's a pretty cool little deck. I think that you folks would enjoy it. It would be a nice one to add to your collection. So give it a look-see. The price point on this deck is about $20 to $25, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong. It's not a very expensive deck. You could probably find it for even cheaper depending on where you're looking. So, yeah, probably about 20 bucks for this deck. And this has been Deja with Twisted Sisters Mojo, and we will see you all on the next video. I hope y'all have a good one.